on a rainy high street, cups of tea in hand, different voices, different dreams across the land. From terraces to towers, from coast to Milltown streets, we don't all agree, and that's what makes us sweet. You walk your road, I walk mine too. Same gray sky, same hope shining through. No need to shout, no need to fight. There's room for all beneath these lights. It's not a weakness, it's not giving in. It's strength to let your neighbor win. Live and let live, that's the British way. Stand your ground but make some space. Hold your truth, let others speak. Strong enough to disagree. Side by side, not fist to fist. Freedom shared is freedom lived. Live and let live, let dignity give. In pubs and parks and Sunday trains, 1,000 accents, one refrain. We cue, we laugh, we muddle through. Fair play matters, always has, always will do. You don't need my life to look like yours, or my past to match your shores. We're not the same, and that's okay. That's how a country finds its way. It's not silence, it's respect. A line we draw, a line we protect. Live and let live, that's how we stand. Not ruled by fear, not ruled by hand. Say your piece and hear the rest. Decency put to the test. Not my enemy, not my twin, just another soul trying to win. Live and let live, let empathy in. It means no mobs, no shouted lies, no tearing down to feel alive. It means law with human grace, rights with duty, heart with place. Strong borders of the mindset free, a nation built on courtesy. You don't have to be like me, you just have to be free. Live and let live, from north to south, from first held hand to final vow. Different paths, same common ground. That's how Britain's best is found. Firm in values, calm in tone, confident enough to let be known. Live and let live, we rise alone, but we stand together. Under one sky, weathered and true, I live my life and make room for you.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's MattTaylorTV. It's Friday, the 9th of January, 2026, whenever that may be. I'm your host, Matt Taylor. It's Friday Live. I hope everyone's well and that you all had a wonderful festive season. I'm here for the next hour at least. Hey, if we're all having a good time, we could go for longer. Because there's nothing better than when you're having a good time than going for longer. Yes, and welcome. It's the first live show of the new year. One of many live shows I hope to be bringing to you with this cutting edge entertainment that you won't find anywhere else other than YouTube. So let's just get to the chase. I'm a YouTuber. It's in my blood. And I can't go without a Friday night away from my girlfriend sitting at home doing nothing but go live and spend my time with you, the dear viewer. Now, of course, the lovely thing about YouTube is that it's interactive. It's not like TV. We just watch it. No. We can go a step further with YouTube and we can get involved. So please, as I always like to say at times like this, don't be shy. Jump on in and say hi. We've got a chat room and it's there for engagement. I often look at YouTube as a fancy chat room, and that's when I remember starting my adventure with the internet back in 2001 when I was in the army. I used to go down to the German coffee shops with my friends. All my other mates used to play shoot 'em up games between themselves. And there was me in the chat rooms chatting up the local Germans. Because, and I'm talking personally, there's nothing I love more in life than chatting up German women. There's something about German women that I've got a little of a soft spot for, you know what I mean? Soft often gets hard, but let's just move on swiftly. And talking about Germany, I've just finished watching a particularly impressive Netflix series called The Hunters. And I particularly enjoyed watching The Hunters because it introduced us to a scenario which people don't particularly bring up nowadays. And that is whether Hitler is still alive. So yes, if you haven't seen The Hunters on Netflix yet, I recommend you do so. An absolute fantastic production. 2 series starring none other than the Hollywood legend Al Pacino. And of course, we are all familiar with Al Pacino from the Ford Coppola, or was it Francis Ford Coppola? It's one and the same, the Godfather series. And of course, the Godfather series starring Al Pacino is one of his first films. They introduced him to the public arena. And let's just hope that The Hunters is not the last. But I want to stress straight from the start, The Hunters, available now on Netflix, is full of twists and turns. And I think you will enjoy it. So thank you ever so much for engaging. We have someone in the chat. It's none other than the delightful, the very, very, very beautiful, if I may hasten to add, Wallace Hoogley. Over to Wallace. Let's see what she says. Hello, Wallace. Wallace says, can you imagine some tailors running around Germany as children, now adults? Oh, let me assure you, I did have a German girlfriend, actually. I've forgotten her name, but she was the police station's cleaner. Yes. Got fond memories of her. Forgotten her name, but she had massive boobs. And I do love massive boobs. So anyway, welcome ever so much, Wallace Hoogley. Thank you for coming in. You are the winner of a million gazillion brownie points. Sadly, you cannot exchange a million gazillion brownie points for sterling, but it's still a lot of brownie points. I think we both agree. No, but in answer, and thank you for the comment. It's very satirical, and there's nothing we love better than a bit of satirical banter here on MattTaylorTV. No, I mean, but let me assure you, every German I did have the good fortune to make love to while I was serving out in Germany, I did wear a condom because it's very important to take birth control seriously. Okay, because the last thing we want to do is going around siring unwanted people. And I've always taken birth control very seriously, and I can assure Wallace Hoogley, the first in the chat, thank you ever so much, Wallace, for coming in, that there are no German children running around with the Taylor blood pumping through their veins. Talking about children with the Taylor blood pumping through their veins, I'm looking forward to catching up with my daughter and son tomorrow. My daughter is just back from Amsterdam. Yeah, she went over to Amsterdam with her boyfriend, and I'm looking forward to hearing all about it. Of course, I would be up for telling you more, but I have recently finished the book, How to Be a YouTuber, and it clearly states in chapter 3 not to divulge too much of one's personal life to the audience, only because the audience will use that information against you. And I'm very familiar with that. But so while I have got a lot to say, I regrettably choose to not say a lot, in fear that what I do say will be twisted and used against me at a later date in a court of law. And none of us want that. None of us want our words thrown back to us or even turned into a little cartoon. Wallace Hoogley knows all about that. But anyway, good to see you here, Wallace Hoogley. It's 2026, and it's a whole new opportunity to make friends and influence people. So if you are inclined to come on and have a chat, I would generally love you to do so, because above all else, MattTaylorTV is all about engaging with the audience, because ultimately it's the audience that makes MattTaylorTV such a smash hit on YouTube. So without any further ado, let's play another promotional video for your entertainment.
They walk around with clean white hands, no blood, no marks, no broken plans. Every scar they left behind gets edited out of time. They tell the tale like saints and stars, cut the truth, erase the parts where someone else was left to bleed while they rehearse their alibi. Mirrors lie when you train them well. Every sin gets a different spell. The most dangerous people I've known swear they've never done a thing wrong. Every fire somehow lit itself. Every fracture someone else's fault. They wear good like a loaded gun. Smile while the damage is done. That kind of faith in a perfect life isn't just toxic, it terrifies. They dodge the weight of consequence, call harm misunderstandings, turn collisions into fate and blame the road for every wreck. Ask them who they've ever heard, they'll say no one, not once, not ever. Yet the room goes not the monsters who scare me now. It's the ones who kneel and pray, who sleep just fine, who sleep so deep while rewriting yesterday. The most dangerous people alive are certain they're on the right side. Never look down at the wreckage they leave. Never count the cost, never say please. If everyone's wrong but them, it blames a language they don't speak. That kind of delusion wearing a crown is how the worst things walk around. Not all evil knows its name. Some of it thinks it's saved.
Thank you ever so much, Wallace. Great to have you, and it proves you are the bravest of the brave being here. Unfortunately, I have to go, but I must say I'm not going to slag you off anymore, which in a roundabout way is an acknowledgement that you have been slagging me off. But I take that in the spirit it's been given, and thank you sincerely for making 2025 so eventful. We're all open to a bit of slagging off, a bit of banter, a bit of satire. I'm all for it, so don't ever feel bad. It's all a bit of fun. Ultimately, it's YouTube, and we expect that kind of behavior on YouTube. We expect a bit of banter. We expect a bit of satire. And quite frankly, if you aren't up to it, I do recommend not coming on YouTube, because if there's any social media platform out there that you're going to get like thrown in the face with a bit of satire, a bit of banter, a bit of slagging off, it's YouTube. But thank you anyway, ever so much, Wallace. It's great of you to come in, and I do hope you visit MattTaylorTV again. Now, of course, 2026, it's gone off with quite a bang already, hasn't it? Like, the first thing, condolences for everyone who was killed and injured in the Swiss fire. An absolutely tragic accident that should never have happened, but sadly did. So, of course, you know, the 2026 started off on a flat note with the dreadful events in Switzerland, with the tragic deaths of up to 40 people and injuring hundreds more. So our condolences and thoughts and prayers go out to all the victims of the New Year Swiss fire. Very sad, very tragic, but a reminder of how fragile life is, and a wake-up call for all of us to live life to the full, because you never know when the privilege of life will get pulled away, be it unfairly, tragically, but still, life can be given and life can be taken away in a flash. Talking about life, I heard something interesting today, how the act of birth is pretty much a portal from something that isn't into something that is. That was quite interesting. So, of course, the Swiss fire aside, we had the invasion, wrong word to use. We had the kidnap of the Venezuela president, Nicolas Maduro, and his wife. Talk about high stakes. Talk about flexing your muscle. Talking about going in there and doing exactly what you want on the world stage. A lot of people are for, a lot of people are against, but still, it's happened. So we had the tragedy of the Swiss fire. We had the high drama of the Venezuelan President Maduro's kidnap with his wife. We've recently just getting over the storm Coretti. Let me make sure I pronounce that right, because there's nothing I love more to do than mispronouncing words. It's just a thing I do. So I have, like the regular viewers of my YouTube will know, I have trouble pronouncing anything more than 3 letters, and Storm Goretti is something I have to look up. So we've had Storm Goretti, that's going. Bye-bye, Storm Goretti. And of course, you can bet your bottom dollar that there'll be another storm coming. So of course, not only did we have the tragedy of the Swiss fire, the high drama of the Maduro Venezuelan president kidnapped alongside his wife, not only are we saying goodbye to Storm Goretti, but we've also had the terrible events in Minnesota involving the ICE, the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency, with the tragic death of Rennie Nicole Good. Now, that's something I've actually looked at the footage on that, and it's very distressing. I was considering reviewing that on MattTaylorTV, but essentially what involved there is a death of another human being. And of course, you know, it just isn't nice, and it doesn't gel with the ethos of MattTaylorTV. Wacky, zany, crazy entertainment. Of course, you know, reviewing such distressing footage as an ICE operative killing a woman, an unarmed woman, is quite distressing. A lot of people are saying, listen, you don't drive at an ICE operative brandishing a gun. But still, on the same breath, you don't kill a woman who's driving a car unarmed. So I can see both sides of the argument, but still, it's an illustration of, number one, how unfair life can be, and number two, how fragile life can be. It's a sad state of affairs, really, that we've started off the new year with the tragic deaths of so many in Switzerland and the killing of Rennie Nicole Good. Let's just hope events will improve over the next 12 months and we can end the year in good cheer. There's nothing better than being in good cheer. So, of course, what will 2026 bring? In fact, it's actually up to you. You decide what happens in 26. You decide your fortune, and that's something that we have in our own control. So please don't ever think that you're a victim of circumstance. Of course, there are victims of circumstance, and that just illustrates there's always exceptions to every rule. Unfortunately, you will, without any intention, find yourself at the wrong place at the wrong time. But still, vice versa, the other side of the coin, you will inevitably find yourself at the right place at the right time. It's all a matter of recognizing the opportunities in life and grabbing those opportunities as soon as you see them. From my life's experience, it gets you nowhere when you see an opportunity but decide to let it go. Okay, that is not a winning formula. Opportunities show themselves in so many ways and fashions. A lot of time people recognize an opportunity but are too scared to take it. A lot of times an opportunity is staring you in the face and people don't recognize it. So maybe my bit of advice is to educate yourself a bit more on what life has to offer ultimately, you tell life what you want to do, and life finds a way to accommodate it. That's something I'm getting my head around at the moment, and it's an adventure, quite frankly, and I love a good adventure. So, whew, tough crowd today. If it wasn't for Wallace Hoogley, I would be talking to myself. You know, in the old TVs where a tumble bush is slowly rolling across the screen. That reminds me of that. And so it's times like this that the best thing to do is play another promotional video. Without any further ado, let's play a promotional video just for you.
Typing orders from a hiding place tells me what I should think, where I should stand, like they've got the reins in my own two hands. They skim my scars, they footnote my pains, they forget the past to stay in your lane. As if a life is a light you flick on and off, as if I'm a character they can scar. You don't hear the echoes when the noise goes quiet. You don't clean the wreckage when the mob starts a riot. You weren't there when the lights took hold, so don't tell me what my future's sold. Don't tell me what my sole focus should be. This is my life, not a script you read. You throw your stones, then demand my grace. From behind a mask, from a nameless place. You don't get to break me, then lecture me too. I'll decide my path, that's not up to you. So thanks for the advice you think I need, but I choose my focus. I choose me. They love a lie more than they love the truth. Love a headline more than living proof. Denigrate, diminish, rinse, repeat. Then act surprised when I'm still on my feet. They feast on ruin, they dine on doubt. Build a whole identity, tearing someone out. Then clutch their pearls when I speak my mind, like resilience is some sort of crime. You want me silent, need and contain, a man reduced to what you claim. But I won't live small to make you tall. I won't play dead to please you all. Don't tell me what my sole focus should be. This is my life, not a jury of fleas. You confuse control with concern online. Crossing boundaries, calling it fine. You don't walk my road, don't carry my load. Don't write my days from an anonymous code. So keep your verdict, keep your decree. I choose my focus. I choose me. I can prepare for tomorrow. Fight erasing yesterday. I can face what's coming and still name what got in my way. Healing is in silence, strength is in obeying your tone, and survival doesn't mean I surrender my throne. Don't tell me what my sole focus should be. I've earned the right to my complexity. I'll hold the past, the present with fight, and still step forward into the light. You can lie, you
So, what was your favourite Christmas present this year? No doubt a lot of people got Christmas presents that they may well be giving away next Christmas. But I was blessed to get the Dust series. Dust books written by Philip Pullman. I'm absolutely loving it. It's there's one of my best series of books was the Golden Compass series, The Dark Materials by Philip Pullman. What I loved about it was the absolute wondrous worlds that Philip Pullman portrayed via his imagination. What with the demons and the knife that cuts in the fabric of time and space, allowing you to step through into other worlds. Quite frankly, books like that blew my mind. So I was very fortunate to get the trio of Dust books by Philip Pullman, and I'm very much enjoying that at the moment. Tomorrow I'll be going out. I'm meeting my daughter and son, and I think I'll take my daughter out to her favourite little book shop down by the marina. I haven't got her birthday present yet. She was out in Amsterdam. So my daughter is getting into bird spotting at the moment. She has this lovely walk during the countryside at the university she goes to. And one of the bonuses of her walk is the bird she spots. And also she's got an app in which she can identify the birds from their sounds. And I mean, I'm a little bit of a bird watcher myself, and I'm not talking about the birds with the big tits. I'm talking about the feathered variety. One of my favourite birds. Not that I've actually seen it in the wild. Have I seen it in the wild? I don't think I have. But my favourite bird is the kingfisher. I do love a kingfisher. I do love colourful birds. Even the black and white magpies, they're quite magnificent in themselves. You know, when you look closely to that black and white of a magpie, it's actually oily colour. It's quite fascinating, really. And of course, outside of my window, living in the hedge, we've got a pair of robins. And of course, you know, again, a bit of colour. I like a bit of colour on my birds, and I'm talking about the feathered variety. There's nothing I love more than a bit of colour. And what with the kingfisher, my favourite type of bird, and the robin, a nice little robin redbreast, it does bring a smile to my face. And what with me going out, I take my sister's dog for a walk now, at least 3 times a week. I didn't go today. It was far too windy and cold. I'll make sure I go tomorrow. There's nothing I love and enjoy better in life than walking through the countryside. I do sometimes feel that's the purpose of life, really. Being out there in the countryside, just taking in the views and taking in the smells. I mean, I was out walking the dog the other day, and the smell of the cow pack. Oh, the pungent smell of cow manure. You know, above all else, it brought a smile to my face. And ultimately, that is what life should be all about. It shouldn't be about worrying about work, bringing in the wage. But mind you, that's important too. Life should be about bringing a smile to your face. So whatever does bring a smile to your face, I say do more of it. And I'll definitely be out in nature, because that's the go-to place for me at the moment, really. Getting out there, walking around nature, the smells, the sights, the sounds, and the company of a Cocker Spaniel. It is fun, it is enjoyable, and I recommend everyone does what brings a smile to their face. Of course, we're all different people, and that's the that's the beauty of humanity. With all different, there's diversity, and that's what makes humanity such a successful group of people, being out there doing what we all like to do. And so, you know, what brings a smile to one person's face may not bring a smile to another, but whatever does bring a smile to your face, I recommend doing more of it in 2026, because ultimately the only person who will make you happy is yourself. And you know, there's something that brings a smile to my face more than the feathered variety, and that is a bit of sexy lingerie.
I love to wear my sexy lingerie while I watch MattTaylorTV.
And then, of course, we've had the in the news today that Sir Keir Starmer is contemplating, or not so much contemplating, is considering banning Twitter in the UK. I'm a big fan of Grok. I use Grok a lot, as you just noticed. That was a little Grok promotional video I played then. But of course, I do not advise anyone to take pictures of people that you may know and get Grok to view them in their underwear. You know, there's a line of perversion that should never be crossed, of course, and that's one of them. But I don't think X would ever be banned in the UK. But mind you, having said that, I didn't think Australia would ban social media smartphones for the under 16. Or is that the case? Are they saying in Australia you're not allowed a smartphone, or are they saying you're not allowed to access social media under 16? I don't particularly know. All I do know is that one of the best ways to watch Matt Taylor TV is with a glass of red wine.
I always enjoy a glass of red wine while I watch MattTaylorTV.
We need to address this issue immediately. It's critical for our next steps. Subscribe to Matt Taylor TV, Mr. President, and there will be peace on earth.
If we all watched Matt Taylor TV, war between Ukraine and Russia will be history.
Yes, I do enjoy a bit of Grok. So long may Grok continue, and long may the dispute between the British government and X be resolved. Ultimately, my opinion on the banning of social media in Australia for under 16-year-olds, I don't think it'll work. But mind you, I haven't heard much about what the consequences have been. But it's a matter, in my opinion anyway, of bolting the stable doors after the horse has legged it, or however that old phrase goes. Bit of a cliche. I remember when I wrote my debut sci-fi novel, The Golden Cube, available now from lulu.com. One of the criticisms was that it was full of cliches, and it was recommended that I get rid of all the cliches. Well, I decided against it because there's nothing more I love and enjoy most in life than a good cliche. In fact, I like to think life is just one cliche after another cliche. So I'm going to keep my cliches in my book, I said. That could be the reason why not many people have brought it. But if you are interested in reading my debut novel, The Golden Cube, you can do so by checking out lulu.com. That's lulu.com. Go to the search bar tap in The Golden Cube by Matt Taylor and it will come up. Only £10 plus postage and packaging. And I enjoyed writing it anyway. It's not the best book in the world, but also it's not the worst book in the world. And of course, the ending is a bit naff, but hey, it don't matter. But if you are interested in reading my debut sci-fi novel, The Golden Cube, you can find it at lulu.com. Alternatively, you can download Taylor Tales, a collection of 20 true life stories, free of charge. I'm giving it from me to you, free of charge, free download. Simply go to lulu.com, that's lulu.com, go to the search engine, type in Taylor Tales, a collection of 20 true life stories, and you can download it free of charge. The last story, I think, as memory serves me correctly, Beyond the Call of Duty, was the story of how I left the army. So that may interest one or two people out there. Please do so if you haven't done so already. It's all for your entertainment.
Watching Matt Taylor TV always makes me feel horny.
It's all a bit of fun. You should never take Matt Taylor TV too seriously. Everything is presented with a pinch of salt and a sniff of paprika. So, it's going to be fun. Life is there for the taking. And I recommend bring your shovel out and shovel up as much of life as you possibly can. Because ultimately, life is a gift. And in my humble opinion, there's an obligation on everyone to live life at the fullest. And I certainly am enjoying living life to the fullest. And quite frankly, that's the only way to live life, isn't it? That's the only way to live life. Don't live life in half measures. Go for it. Because as the 40 sad souls lost in the Swiss fire can testify to, life is a gift. Life is a privilege. Life is fleeting. So grab hold of it and make the most of it, because you never know when you're going to be shot in the head by an ICE officer or burnt to death at a New Year's celebration. As I've said already, check out The Hunters on Netflix. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I've just finished watching the last episode now. And yeah, you know, there's loads of these hidden gems, aren't there? That's the thing about hidden gems. You don't always know where to find them. But I'm recommending The Hunters, available now on Netflix. It's all about the the hunt for Nazis, and of course, as we all know, by the paperclip project in America, thousands of Nazis went over to America. And so this series, The Hunters, make the argument that there's a Fourth Reich, and that American policy post World War II was influenced by Nazis. I mean, absolutely, it can be argued that the direction of NASA, the origins of NASA, were built by von Braun, himself a Nazi scientist. And of course, let's take off the blinkers. Inevitably, any Nazi scientist who was active during World War II would undoubtedly have conducted experiments which would have been otherwise considered crimes against humanity. But I do recommend it, and it's an eye-opener. Because, of course, what happened to the Jewish community during World War II should never be forgotten and should always be condemned. And the stories are absolutely tragic, and, you know, and it illustrates the worst of humanity. What those Germans did should never happen again. But sadly, with hindsight, and now in 2026, we know that the atrocities of World War II have happened again already. And it's heartbreaking. So, again, we'll move on. We'll play one more promotional video. And then we'll wrap it up for the hour. A big thank you to Wallace Hoogley, the one and only, the bravest of the brave, coming in and saying hi. Because ultimately, Matt Taylor TV is nothing without you, the viewer. If there's no viewers, what's the use of going live? And on that note, let's play a promotional video called The Matt Taylor Effect.
They say he's a nobody, just a waste of time. Yet they're the first in line, tracking every sign. Like shadows in the night, they watch his every move. But if he's so irrelevant, what's there to prove? Every post, every word, they're there to reply. Spinning the tales, but they can't deny. The man they dismiss is the name on their lips. Caught in obsession, they can't let it slip. Oh, they say he's nothing, but they treat him like a king. Hanging on his stories, every little thing. If he's just a loser, why the grand parade? Why does every move he makes send them into a rage? They call him a fool, but they follow like fans. Their words full of fire, the time in his hands. If silence is golden, why waste their breath? Can't they see their own game is what gives him strength? Every post, every word, they're there to reply. Spinning the tales, but they can't deny. The man they dismiss is the name on their lips. Caught in obsession, they can't let it slip. Oh, they say he's nothing, but they treat him like a king. Hanging on his stories, every little thing. If he's just a loser, why the grand parade? Why does every move he makes send them into a rage? They're yellow fool, but they follow like fans. Their words full of fire, the time in his hands. If silence is golden, why waste their breath? Can't they see their own game is what gives him strength? Every post, every word, they're there to reply. Spinning the tales, but they can't deny. The man they dismiss is the name on their lips. Caught in obsession, they can't let it slip. Oh, they say he's nothing, but they treat him like a king. Hanging on his stories, every little thing. If he's just a loser, why the grand parade? Why does every move he makes send them into a rage? Maybe it's envy, maybe it's fear. Maybe they know he's the voice they won't hear. Try as they might to tear him apart, they only reveal what's deep in their heart. Oh, they say he's nothing, but they treat him like a king. Hanging on his stories, every little thing. If he's just a loser, why the grand parade? Why does every move he makes send them into a rage? They can't look away, they can't let him go. The Matt Taylor effect, now the world will know.
I wasn't on Queen duties. I used to watch Matt Taylor TV.
So thank you ever so much, everyone, for joining. The beauty of what I like most about YouTube, of course, is that if you miss Matt Taylor TV live, there's always the opportunity to watch it back at your convenience, and which is a pretty good job, because I don't think nobody has been watching it live tonight. A big thank you for Wallace Hoogley for coming in. Otherwise, I'd have felt a right prat speaking to myself for the last hour. But to be fair, that isn't really too uncommon for me, because if I don't find myself speaking to myself for an hour, I'm often speaking to myself for an hour in my mind. Either way, I do enjoy my own company, but more so, I enjoy spending time with you. With you, my dear audience of zero. But either way, I hope you enjoy the show. I hope you enjoy the content I put out. As you know, the Taylor TV family consists of many blogs, be it Matt Taylor TV Extra, Good versus Evil, Taylor TV Confidential, Liberace TV, Dread TV. In the show notes, we'll give you a whole list, and to get the best experience of Matt Taylor TV, I urge you all to subscribe to as many Matt Taylor TV channels as possible. Like I said, I'm in Brighton this weekend. Unfortunately, I'm not up with my beautiful and magical imaginary girlfriend. She's busy this weekend, as I am. And but hey, listen, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for everyone who has watched me over the last couple of years. And I sincerely hope you continue watching Matt Taylor TV. There's nothing I love better than sharing my time with you. And I only hope that you enjoy sharing your time with me. Because unlike TV, YouTube is a reciprocal. I hope I pronounced that correctly. It's way more letters than three, so I hope I've done it justice. But there's YouTube social media platform is a reciprocal social media platform in which we can engage. And there's nothing more I love better than a bit of engagement with you, the audience. You, the audience, I have come to value, I've come to love, and to view as friends. As I often say, subscribe to Matt Taylor TV and join the family. Join the club, join the party, join the fun. Because what you are doing is that you're joining a group of people who share the same values and have a good time coming together whenever. Have a bit of banter, have a laugh, nothing too serious, have a bit of intelligent chat. Of course, there's a lot of popular YouTube channels out there that bang on about immigration, bang on about serious stuff. And of course, it's only right and proper that we should bang on about serious stuff. But Matt Taylor TV, I like to think I accommodate the more wacky, zany, crazy side of YouTube. As the dear Freddie once said, our crazy corner of YouTube. I like to think of a big pond, and each little channel is a lily pad. And so welcome to my lily pad in our corner of the pond we have come to know as YouTube. Like I said, there's something for everyone, and I like to think Matt Taylor TV just offers a bit of light entertainment, bit of banter, nothing too serious, and that's enough for me. You know, and what I do like is that over the years I've come to make good friends with you, the audience. We've got some regulars, we've got some, top subscribers, and of course, people have found love. Yeah, believe it or not, because ultimately what I like to think that happens during my live streams. Yeah, it's our live streams really, because of course, as I always say, Matt Taylor TV is nothing without you, the viewer. What I like to think during these live streams, it's an opportunity for all of us to come together, and I go to great lengths and I make it as safe as possible for people to engage with each other, have a bit of banter, have a laugh in a safe and secure environment. Now, of course, the disclaimer is I'm not responsible for anything anyone says. There are certain subjects that can't be mentioned. There's certain topics that can't be discussed. There's certain names that certainly cannot be mentioned. But other than that, I like to think we can all act with maturity. The analytics prove that we're all middle-aged. The audience is middle-aged. But mind you, fair dues, we have got some 26 to 36-year-old viewers. So, you know, I like to think all ages can enjoy the Matt Taylor TV content. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe. Again, the analytics showed us more people watching who aren't subscribed than who are. So if you haven't done so already, please can I urge you to subscribe. The great thing about subscribing is that you can always unsubscribe if you feel like it. Ultimately, you are in charge. You have got the control at your fingertips. And so I urge everyone to use that control, which brings a smile to your face. And again, that's all what Matt Taylor TV is about. It's bringing a smile to your face, bringing a bit of light entertainment, and giving us all an opportunity to engage, have a laugh. And if you are at home doing nothing like I am tonight, hey, why not? You know, we've got these opportunities available, and I'm all about taking advantage of the opportunities that arise in life. So it's coming up to 9 o'clock. I will no doubt fit in another Netflix movie. We'll watch a bit of a series, and then I'll be off to bed to read another chapter of the first installment of the Dust series by Philip Pullman. There's nothing I love better than a bit of dust. And I'm not talking about the white dust, by the way. I don't condone in any way the use of Class A drugs. Stay away from drugs, everyone. And of course, it'll get you nowhere snorting the white dust. I'm talking about Dust, Philip Pullman, Dark Materials. Very much enjoying it. Just as I very much enjoyed the Hunters, available now on Netflix. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you ever so much for joining me. It's been an hour. I will play out with a promotional video. Thanks for your time.
I love to get naked while I watch Matt Taylor TV.
Damn right. I love hosting Matt Taylor TV naked, and God forbid I should turn on the camera, because you'll see my big hairy boobs at the moment sitting here naked. No, only joking. As I always say, take everything I say with a pinch of salt and a sniff of paprika. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you ever so much for joining me. We will see out the show with a promotional video. I'm just seeing what I can get up now. Thanks ever so much for all your time, and I do hope you stick with Matt Taylor TV over the coming year, and that you subscribe to all the other channels. By doing so, you get the best out of the Matt Taylor TV experience. You can find the other channels in the show notes. On that note, thank you ever so much, everyone. It's 9 o'clock. It's the end. I've been your host, Matt Taylor. I'm looking forward to doing it again. to see you out. Promotional video, prime time, Matt Taylor TV. Thanks again, everyone.
On the clock, feel the ground start to shake. Long road behind me, but the future's wide awake. Didn't beg for a seat, didn't wait for the call. Built it brick by brick. Now the lights start to fall. From late night uploads to the big time screen. Independent voice, never part of the machine. Truth in the feed, fire in the frame. They said stay small, I went and changed the game. No rearview mirror, we're too far gone. If you hear this now, you're already on. This ain't love, this ain't hype, this is years of grind. Matt Taylor TV, right on time. In 2020 TCs, we're hitting it hard, breaking into prime time. Raising the bar, smashing it for all it's worth. No brakes or drive, this is Matt TV. Come alive, jump on board, feel the energy. This year's gonna be the best year yet. You'll see epic moves, big screen dreams. Matt Taylor TV, welcome to the scene. No script from above, no strings on the mic. Just real conversations cutting through the noise and the spite. They watch from the sidelines, talk about maybe. I press record and the future gets crazy. Audience growing, momentum real, not chasing approval. This thing's got wheels, from underground truth to the prime time zone. Independent doesn't mean alone. If you've been waiting for the shift to begin, this is the moment, lean right in. No gatekeepers left, no ceiling in sight. This ride only goes one way, up tonight. And 2020 TVs, we're hitting it hard, breaking into prime time. Raising the bar, smashing it for all it's worth. No brakes, all drive, this is Matt TV. Come alive, jump on board, feel the energy. This year's gonna be the best year yet. You'll see epic moves, big screen dreams. Matt Taylor TV, welcome to the scene. No fear, no filter, no turning back. Built for the moment, ready to crack. If you're here early, you already know when it breaks big. You were part of the growth. This isn't hype, it's timing and truth. A voice that matured but never lost its youth. Prime time's calling, hear that tone. That's the sound of the door being blown wide open. Talk 2020 seas, say it loud, say it clear. Matt Taylor TV, this is our year. From screen to screen, worldwide ride. Truth on display with nowhere to hide. Jump on board, don't miss the climb. History's written in real time. Epic year, headline energy. Matt Taylor TV, breaking into prime time. You don't watch this channel, you ride with it. Matt Taylor TV, 2026. Matt Taylor TV.
I am Conor MacLeod of the Clan MacLeod. I was born in 1518 in the village of Glenfinnan on the shores of Loch Shiel. Now I am immortal.